Good evening, everyone. My name is Mustafa Sayed, and today I'll be talking about the importance of self-defense. Now, self-defense is one where basically you're protecting yourself, not only yourself, but for other people around you, whether it's family, friends, or even a perfect stranger who are in need for help. With the last few years that's been going on, it's been going, basically, it's going crazy. There's going crazy, everyone's acting irrational, erratic, in which case being more violent, such as the unfortunate events of what happened at Capitol Hill. My condolences to those who have had an unfortunate passing. So, which is why I feel it is more important now to learn about self-defense and know how to respond to a situation where we're being confronted and how to properly enact on it. Now, there are some benefits of it aside from protecting oneself or others. You can also have a physical and mental improvement of oneself. Now, first benefit is it helps build self-confidence. Now, for someone like me whose biggest problem is self-confidence, I could definitely say that it worked because when I was like 8 years old, when I first got into self-defense martial arts, particularly karate, I did notice like a little improvement of my self-confidence. So I can say it does definitely work, and having self-confidence makes you a better person and may help you better in life. Second benefit is it helps provide balance. Now, balance, it can mean anything, whether it's like balance in life or balancing the tasks you have at hand, multitasking, or just simply going about your day to day. Hey, seeking balance, whether it's oneself or with other people. Third benefit is it teaches self-discipline. Now, with this self now in this practice, it takes time, dedication, and a lot of effort for it to do it. So well, it may be easier for some, for others it may take more time. It takes a lot of time and effort to do it. But much like everything else, it takes time and practice. Now, fourth benefit is it helps us, like I mentioned before, it helps us with our physical and mental conditioning. Because when we're confronted by somebody, a response is triggered in our body, which everyone should be familiar with. It's called the fight or flight situation. Basically means whether we should run from the situation or we should confront it. However, our learning the techniques and enacting it are two different things because if you're not mentally or even physically conditioned to perform these techniques or make a quick response for it, then we're it's basically game over for us. So it's important that we have both the mental and physical conditions to not only enact on it, but to also have the quick reflexes to do it. Good. So that's why it takes a lot of time and practice this to be conditioned for this. The fifth and final reason is because it helps us with self-respect and helps us appreciate life because remember, self-defense is not about taking one's life. No, it's about protecting yourself and other people. And doing that, it teaches us how to be self-respect to not only us, but to other people. Also, if so, sometimes when and there are two, mostly there are two partners to help you practice it. So you need cooperation, trust, and belief you that you don't harm other people, but to the point where like you get the techniques down just right. And I'm a firm believer in that lesson because hey, it helped me out. Helped me get self-respect, helped me learn the appreciation of life. So yeah. So now I'm going to teach you a few basic moves just to help you defend yourself. So it includes both technique and posture because those are important factors. The posture is important too. So I'll teach you. Let's focus on the legs first. Now it all depends on whether you're right-handed or left-handed. So if you're a right-handed person, your left leg should be stretched out. And as for your feet, what I've learned when I first attended HCC and learned about self-defense is to sort of move your feet like in a, I'm guessing a 45-degree angle here. Then move your heel back, move your feet another 45-degree angle, move your feet back, move your heel back, and then move your feet 45 degrees angles. And you stay in that position. This way, it helps stabilize your legs. Helps keep you balanced. That way, if anyone tries to like shove or push you, you can just quickly step back and then quickly get into position again. Otherwise, if you stand like this, see, then you just fall to the ground and they have you there, and you're doomed. You're probably doomed there. Now, time to get to the hand positions. Now, it's sort of similar to a boxing position. So basically, you just stretch out your arms like this, like a fist, and then bring your other hand and bring it close to your chin. So that way you can guard your face, and at the same time use yours to keep your enemy at distance, your aggressor at a distance. Now, but the first and most important thing before any of that is to let the person know that you mean no harm. Like, just show your hands, keep your hands up, show your hands, and just say, "Hey man, back up. I want no trouble. I want nothing to do with all this." No, and only then do you respond to that. Go into position, and then and then show them that, or at least show the aggressor that you are willing to fight back. That you're not going to be an easy target. So yeah, so one of the ways you can, so yeah, so if you're a right-handed person, this is effective. So if you gonna land a punch on someone, sometimes it's not easy. It takes time and practice. So if you're gonna strike a punch, you just do it like that. But notice one thing. I don't just move my arm, but I move my whole body. That way, it brings more power and energy into the strike, making it more effective. So you see, I sort of pivot my hips here, pivot my hips here, and my legs, my feet, sort of like the heel sort of like leaves the ground, but my toes are still touching the ground, so that way I can still well stabilize my form. And then you can just step back. Step back when you're retracting your arm. Another way is when now some people will say, hey, oh, it's all about strength. I don't have the muscle or the physique to pull off all of these kind of techniques. But, and while limited strength is a factor, it's not the only factor. There's uh, also body manipulation and, of course, the laws of physics, because without the laws of physics, practically nothing will make sense. So, anyway, if someone is going to throw a punch at you, you can just simply grab their wrist, or first like sort of like you dodge the fist, move your head to the side, you quickly grab the wrist, just just pull it like over your shoulder, or you can just like simply drag them down like this. So that way you'll go. So that way the aggressor will go to the ground, and then you make a quick getaway while the aggressor is recovering. So it's all about body manipulation. So for instance, another way to do it is if someone is throwing a punch at you, you can just simply grab their wrist like this and sort of like divert it away from the body. You can just either bring it straight down, or you can just, or at this point, you can also, while they're caught off guard, just simply face palm to the head, to the nose, and that's going to be effective because no matter how strong you are, face palm to the nose, it's gonna hurt like hell, and it will disorient them. And there are several weak points. And speaking of the nose, there are several weak points you can do. You can target the eyes, the nose, both the knees, and of course for the males at least, the groin area. that should be obvious to everyone. Now, so if you strike any of these, it will be enough to disorient him, and you can make a quick getaway. But sometimes, but sometimes, hit your hands. You can also strike at the knees. So like a quick knee kick strike right to the knee. It will disorient them, and you can just shove them to the ground, and then make a quick getaway. Or you can, mm, or you can just simply kick to the groin, or a simple kick, kick to the groin, kick, kick somewhere, or and of course, and if someone manages to grab you by the shirt or like the lapel, you can just simply put your arms in between yourself and the aggressor with all your strength. Try to like separate him, and while they're caught off guard, you can just either shove them or face palm to the nose, and then make a quick getaway. I can go on and on, but these are some of the basics that I'm teaching you. But of course, sometimes the hands, feet, they're not enough. So in which case you can use any items that are lying around. Because if I've learned anything from various Jackie Chan movies, and I know you've seen them, don't deny it, anything can be used as a weapon. Anything, like a glass bottle, a trash can, pen, pencil, or a pair of keys. Now what you can do with these keys, you just simply take the keys, put them in between your hand like this, and just clamp your hands to a fist, and then this sticks out. Particularly use your car keys because they have a longer, metal sticking out. So remember, so you can target this either in the neck area, yeah, or in the face area with it, or anywhere where I've mentioned the sensitive areas you can target. But remember, don't put too much force into it if you can't help it, because if you do, you can severely injure the person, or in some cases, maybe kill them. But if you do, but if you did it, but if a situation does come where you did accidentally kill somebody, don't worry about it. Just if someone talks about, if you're telling the story, if you explain the whole story right, they'd say that you did have self-defense. It was not intentional. I did it as a means of defending myself or someone else. Then they should be more. They could be more understanding of the situation. Self-defense is important. It can help save a life, and anyone can learn it. Whether it's a boy, girl, doesn't matter how old you are. Anybody who's willing to take the time, and effort to learn it, it can help, can do it. So that's my speech today. I want you all to learn some. I hope you all learned something today about how important self-defense can be. Is self-defense important? Yes, it is, especially in today's age. The events have been going on these past few years, and who knows what the future has in store. All I ask is that you all take the time and effort to learn about these things, even if it's just the basics. Just grab a friend, and if you feel like awkward or feel like it's not effective learning it by yourself, ask a friend or a family member to come and help you. And hey, in turn, they can learn something too. They can learn something too. So that's two birds in one stone. Take whatever amount of time, 5 minutes, 5, 10 minutes at best. It could help you. I thank you all for taking your time to listen to me, hey, to hear about my interest, and I hope that you all learned something today. Okay. And for that, I wish you all good night. Thank you very much. And most importantly, stay safe.